So most of you are internet people and have a Twitter, and you probably have noticed this whole NPC meme. And if you haven't noticed it, let me just explain real quickly what this means. So NPC came from the gaming community. I'm not a big gamer, so when I first heard it like a month ago, I was like, what are you talking about? What's that? And my friend had to explain to me that it's a gaming term called non-player character. So if people like me that are a bit of a boomer don't really know this whole gaming world, let's take this back to something we may understand. So Pac-Man. If we look at Pac-Man, there are non-player characters. You, the player, is Pac-Man or Pac-Woman. And the NPCs are the ghosts. They are programmed with certain traits and characteristics. Each color ghost moves and manipulates the game in a certain specific coded set of ways. So the NPC is completely dependent on its programming and doesn't have a real person behind it. And people that play video games can usually tell when there's a non-player character, because they don't really have that essence of a real person. They have programs that they go by, and that's exactly how they function. So this is a term that the internet started picking up, and we started kind of using it just like the whole red pill, blue pill thing, which we would say the left have a regurgitated certain set of responses that they have to everything, whether it's, calling us far right or something like that. So the internet thought it was hilarious. We took on these NPCs and made the left NPCs. And the left are very confused by it. They don't know what it was. They thought it was something totally different. And then they were saying that it dehumanizes SJWs. That's right. They're claiming it dehumanizes them because they're robots. The New York Times says, what is NPC? The pro-Trump internet's new favorite insult. Twitter has barred hundreds of right-wing accounts for posing as soulless, non-playable liberal activists. These accounts posed as liberal activists and were used to spread, among other things, false information about November's midterm elections. I actually have not seen any of that. I don't know what they're talking about. We usually use this NPC thing to make fun of late night comedians or just any basic liberal response. Again, it's a non-player character. And of course, Twitter can't have any of that. Of course, the right can't have any fun making fun of SJWs. Twitter responded by suspending about 1,500 accounts associated with the NPC trolling campaign. The accounts violated Twitter's rules against intentionally misleading election-related content. And the left just can't take jokes. They can't see that this is a joke, and they seriously think that it's a Russian bot, which is such an NPC thing to say. Of course, they would say it's a Russian bot. Red State wrote about it a bit, and they said it was brilliant to compare them to SJWs. NPCs may have dialogue patterns and personality, but at the end of the day, they're just a program with preset behavioral patterns decided for them by a developer. SJWs serve a host of different functions depending on what activists, politicians, and the media need for them. They're the crazed people trying to beat down the Supreme Court door, the Antifa members threatening motorists, or the male feminist roundhousing a woman for expressing pro-life views. SJWs may have dialogue patterns and personality, but at the end of the day, they're just a program with preset behavioral patterns decided for them by professors, activist groups, or the media. The comparison between NPCs and SJWs is pretty striking and simultaneously hilarious. The article goes on to talk about how SJWs aren't known for their individualism. So the comparison between NPC and SJW is pretty on point.
If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, like and subscribe.